Hello friends, welcome back. So it's our next video, and in this video we are going to talk about common programming concepts, right? So what are the common programming concepts? We have our variables of basic types, functions, how we comment, and the flow of control in the Rust. We are going to see these topics inside the upcoming videos. For this video, we will just focus on the variable and mutability, right? So let click on next, and we have our first topic as a variable and mutability, variables and mutability, right? So this is how we declare the variables in the Rust. We have let to define a variable and immutable variable specifically, and then we write the name of the variable. Then we give the equal sign which will assign the value of 5, right? And then we add semicolon. Then if for the immutable variable, if we just try to change its value, like we have already defined let x is equals to 5, and then we will try to x is equal to 6. You can see we cannot assign the twice, right? It's will not allow to change the variable value because it is of immutable type. Okay, so let's try this and see. Let's see if we get any error like this. So I will just open my VS code right here. Now I already we are developing our B projects. I just cleared out the main whatever we have written the code for our guess game. I have cleared that out, and we are developing our cargo. You can see we have already have some dependencies. Okay, but we are not going to use that. Just let it default. We are usually using the same project for this one also. So let's define our first variable. Let x is equals to 5. Okay, and I will just print ln using the value of x is x, right? So what we are doing, we are defining a variable let x which is of type. Okay, we have not written it, and we will see in the upcoming videos about the types and data types. So we are assigning a value of 5, and we are just printing it. So it should print 5, right? Let's save it first. I've saved it, and I will just type cargo run to check it. Cargo run, and it's building thing, and you can see the value of x is 5, right? We have successfully compiled and run our project. Now in the next step, we will try to reassign the value to 8 or 6 in this case. Okay, x is equal to 8, and try to print again. Print ln the value of x. Okay, I can just copy it, right? Give a semicolon and just copy it, control C, and paste it here, control S. So it's already, you can see it's already giving us the error. But what if we try to run it? Let's try to run it. So we got an error, right? Cannot assign twice to immutable variable. So it's also suggesting us the mutable, I mean change that we need to make. It's telling us that we need to add mutable to the x variable, right? Let's go ahead of the documentation, and let's see what it's suggesting. Yes, we in the next section we are that the documentation is telling us that the mute will allow us to indicate that the variable is mutable. Okay, so what if we add a value of mutable into our code? So let's add mutable. uh, Let mute x, and that we have defined 5. Now we will save it again, control S, and you can see the red underline also went from here. That means our rust analyzer is actually working. Now let's clear it and try to cargo run again, and it's building. And you can see we have now value of x is 5, the value of x is 8, without getting any error. Okay, that's how the immutability and mutable state of the variable maintain. Now it's about constants, how we define the constants, right? So we can define the constant by using the const word, 3 hours in a second. And we can also perform the calculation like this. We need to write the data type like unassigned 32-bit, which is u32. And here is the name of the constant term, or the constant not variable, constant term. Okay, but like this we can define the constant. Let's try to use it. So we have let x and let mu. We need to just add const, and need to type the name of the variable, such as const var const v, and which is of type. Okay, if we don't want to define a type, then we can use 5, and it should work. And it's showing error, so we need to define the type, right? So how we define the type? We use the colon, and this type is u32 or i32. Anything between unassigned 32-bit integer or unassigned 32-bit integer, or integer 32-bit. Okay, so this is how we define the constant. And how can we print the constants? Let's try. Println constant value is the const value is what is the variable name of the constant variable? Const const v, right? That's the same. Control S and then try to run it. Cargo run, and it's building. As yes, it is working. Okay, we have cont. I've written cont, const. Okay, that's it. That will not should not cause the error. Now what next? Next we have shadowing. What is shadowing? So as you have guessing the game tutorial in chapter 2, we declare a new variable with the same name as the previous variable. Rustitions says that the first variable is shadowed by the second, which means that the second variable is what the compiler will see when you use the name of the variable. In effect, the second variable overshadows the first, taking any use of the variable name to itself until the either it itself is shadowed or the step ends. We can shadow a variable by using the same variable name and repeating the use of the let keyword as follows. So we have defined the let as x is equal to 5 and let x is equal to x plus 1. So the value of x will be like 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. Okay, and here the value will be 6, and then we have used of the bracket, then x is equal to x into 2, which is 6 into 2 should be 12. So inside this println we are getting value of 12, but here we will got only 6, right? So that's the output that are supposed to that is written over here. This is the same thing, so we should try it. uh, let's try. So we have already defined our like a one variable, which is x, which is equal to 5, and we have x is equal to 8. So instead of the constant of, like, let's get rid of this. Okay, now we have x is equal to 8. Let's put it under the curly brackets, and x is equal to 8 plus x, right? We have to 8 plus, oh, sorry, 8 plus x. Let x, we have to use, I think, let x, and we have to print the value of x here. And instead of printing value of x here, we can just print it afterwards, and control S it, and it should work. Here we can No need to use the mutable state because we are not changing the value. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we have successfully, we can format it, and it looks good, right? Let's try to run it. So before running, let's interpret what the value should be. So we should be getting 5 at the end, and at the mid we should be getting 5 plus 8, right? 5 plus 8 is 13. Okay, let's cargo run it, and it's building. Okay, we got our values. Okay, that worked really good. And next we are getting something like spaces. Okay, shadowing is the different making such as mutable variable, such as mutable, because we get compile time error if we accidentally try to reassign this variable without using the let keyword. Okay, so if we will not use the let, it will give us the error. Okay, that's good. And the other difference between the mutable and shadowing is that because we are efficiently creating a new variable, where when we use the let keyword again, we can change the type of the value but reuse the same name. For example, let our program ask users to show as many spaces they want between the some text by inputting the spaces with spaces characters. Then we want to store the input as a number. So we have let spaces equal to this, and let spaces is equal to spaces dot length. The first spaces variable is a string type, and the second spaces variable is a number type. Okay, shadowing thus separates spares us from having come up with the different names such as spaces str and spaces sum. Instead, we can use the simpler spaces name. However, if we try to use mute for this as shown here, we'll get a compiler error. Yes, of course, we are, if we have the mutable, we can change the value to the same type. We have, if you have the string, we will be able to change it to a new string, but we will not be able to change it to like string to integer. We need to, of course, we need to pass it. So that's the, here it's saying if we using let, we can change the actual type, data type of the variable, but if we use mutable, this will not work. Okay, okay, here it's saying here it's shown like here using mutable and here using spaces dot length, and here it's showing this, we can have this or that, right? Okay, that's good. I think this is the end of this, and as shown how we are having the variables of mutability, how they are working, right? So this is how the end of this tutorial, and hope we have learned something, and that would be helpful. Let's refresh it. So in the next video we will just show or try to understand what are the data types or in the Rust environments or the Rust language. Thank you for your support. Hope you subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much.